Hi, my name is Abeni, also known as the Crafty Chicky, and this is my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make sunflower mini bags. Now this is using the granny square tutorial that I did in last week's episode, so I will link that in the description below. Make sure you go watch that one first because I'm not going to teach you how to make the granny square needed because I already did it in the last video. So for this you're going to need 2 granny squares. You can use the same colour, you don't have to. If you wanted a reversible mini bag, absolutely, but I like to use the same colour, that way it's the same on both sides, but it doesn't matter, you can do whatever you really want to. So I have 2 sunflower granny squares ready, and then I can show you how to turn them into a mini. So the mini bag has a bead on it that slides out, so you can fit so many little goodies in there. You can fit, your AirPods or just your regular headphones. You could, I don't know if you can hear that, but someone has joined us in the room. Suki, where are you? Come here. Suki. Suki. Suki, say hello. Say hi. Good girl. So if you hear Tibby tapping, that's her tapping. Yeah, I love these little mini bags. You can put coins in here. You can put, other little things in your little bag and then pop them in a backpack or a handbag, and that way you know that they're in here, nice and safe. They look so cute as well. Like, you can make them in any colour. And these are up on the website as of now. As of you watching this video, they are up on the website. If there is a colour that you wanted and is not up on the website, just hit me up on the contact page. Say, hey, I want a light green, which I haven't done a light green yet. So, or, I would like a different colour blue or red or something that I haven't done. Let me know. I can make a custom order especially for you. But if you've clicked on this video, you're probably going to make one yourself. So let's get into it. Grab your 2 granny squares and let's start. To make the mini bags, as I said, you're going to need 2 sunflower granny squares ready made up. You're going to need the colour that you used for your border as a joining to join the 2 squares together. The same size hook that you used for your granny squares. Mine was a 4.5mm, so I'll be using that. And of course a pair of scissors. So whenever you're sewing or stitching, whatever you like to call it, 2 squares together, you need to make sure that the good sides are always kissing. So they're always together. So as you can tell, the good side from the bad side, I've still got my tails out. So we know that that's the bad side. And because I want to use my weaving in technique that weaves in my little tails, so it minimizes my tails, video is coming out on that one. That will be the next video to come out. But I've already touched on that in the granny square video, and I'll touch on it again quickly. So I am left-handed with my crochet. So I run from left to right, whereas if you're right-handed, you would go from right to left or anti-clockwise. So because I run from left to right, I'm going to start in this corner here and work that tail in as I get to it. And then as I go around, I can pick up this tail as well and add that in as well. So if you were working as a right-handed crocheter, you would probably have your work, sorry, let me just find the edges again. Yeah, like you could start at this point here, in here, and then add that tail in, go around, keep going, add this tail in, and keep going. So it's just all about thinking about where your tails are in, where your tails are, how you're going to weave them in. So we're going to add on our colour here. So we're going to go in through the corners of both, the corner gaps of both. So not actually going in through the stitch, we're going through the big hole, the big gap there. And then grab our colour that has a knot in it, get rid of the knot. Perfect. And as I've said, when I change colour, I just sort of slip the yarn on, go through, yarn over, and there we go. Now we're in there. So from here, whenever we're joining, we want to use the two loops closest to each other. So this inside loop here, I'm going to go in through, so you can see I've just halved that stitch. And then what I want to do is I want to find, which is this one here, that's my first of that group of 3. And I need to go to the one closest to me and up through. Rightio. But before I went up through, I actually made a mistake. I need to grab my tail and shove it down in there. And then go up through, because that's me weaving in that, sorry, my fingers are going to get in the way, I'm just pulling that tighter, weaving in that tail. So we're going to yarn over, pull through all the stitches there. I'm going to do it again. So this one's a bit harder because I'm going up to that knot where I ended. But again, in through the middle of your next stitch, picking up one loop. You need to reach in and grab that tail and pull it up. And then go in through that second stitch there, right up in there. Perfect. Yarn over, pull through all the loops. We're just going to continue this. So now I've hit another tail. I'm just going to pull that one up. I know I left that one up last time, but I just like to have my tails on the same, like if they're both up, have them both up sort of thing. So I'm just going to leave them up and pull through. Now I'm going to insert, pull them both down, insert, pull through, and you just sort of keep going like this until you run out of tail. So that one's really small now, so I'm not going to try and put that one away. I can just cut that one off when I'm trimming. However, I will continue with the other tail for a little bit longer. Remember, always going through those two loops in the middle. And we're going to do this on 3 sides, so to make a pocket basically. Just checking something here. See how I'm on my last row here, but I'm not on my last row here. Oh, I can actually see a mistake. I've only done 2 on that one there. Oh, I might have to keep this one for myself. That's all right. Because I'm on my last rung, and I'm not on my last rung there. Oh, well, I sort of am, actually. Nope, never mind, ignore me. It's only because this one's got 2 and the other one's got 3. It was a bit confusing. And to finish off, we go in through the holes again like we did last time. And we don't tie off because we're going to keep going. So we just sort of make a corner. We find our next two out of our first. Straight in there. Keep going all the way around. So now we're at the tail. I'm going to leave it up to start with. Where is that stitch? They're a bit hard to see what stitch to go through when it is the knot. Just going to work my way in there, and they are very difficult to get through, but just take your time. Okay, so now we're going to go down with the tail, tuck it in. So that tail's tucked in. Then we want to bring it up for the next one. And continue until you run out of tail. So back through. Again, I'm in the corner, so I'm going to go in through those corner stitches there. Now obviously if you forget to weave in your tails as you go, that's not the end of the world. You can just weave them in how you would normally, but I like to do it as I go because it saves time, and then I can just trim off when I'm done. And back into those corners again. Right, so now we've got, I'm just gonna pull that out a little bit. We've got, oh, hit the camera, a pocket. Perfect. So don't trim off yet. I'm just going to show you what we can continue on. We don't have to trim and leave another tail. We can actually keep going. Okay, so as I said, don't trim off. I just wanted to show you there. So from here, well, we are here, we are actually going to turn our work because we are going to be working on this lip part. We're going to be making this bit. I'm gonna be making these guys. So we'll be doing our around the top bit here, which is so that we need to face it so that the opening is towards us, and we're gonna work. Well, I'm gonna be working this way. You guys will be working that way if you're right-handed. So we need to chain 2 so we get our height, because we're going to be doing double crochet. So 1, 2, and then I want to go into this hole again. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and I want to go back in there. I want to do a double in those holes just because they're a little bit wider, and I want to sort of fill the gaps. I don't want there to be a massive gap when for the round. So back in with a double, excellent. And then we'll just be going into each stitch. So we're going into this stitch here. Go into each stitch. Going all the way around. Obviously when we get to the other side there's going to be 2 more of those corners where we're going to need to do a double, so 2 double crochets in there. But for now just doing a single one in each stitch. All the way around. And we need to do 2 rows of this. So I'll show you that when I get there. Now these would also make great Christmas presents if you've got, obviously Christmas is coming, like it always is, or if you know someone who has a birthday at the end of the year like me, they also make great birthday presents as well. Even something to like wrap your birthday present in. If you've got like a small enough present, maybe you bought someone some earrings or I don't know, something small, you could definitely pop that in there as the gift bag, which I think would be kind of cool. Okay, so I'm back into that corner where I need to do 2 of those double crochets in there. Now you don't have to, but it just, yeah, it doesn't give a corner, it doesn't give a hole. And again, 2 into this one as well. back into the corner where I need to do 2. We're almost done our first round. Slip stitch into the first one. Perfect, so we've done our first round. You can see that it sort of kicks out a little bit. That's because we do 2 in the corners, so it's almost like an increase of our stitches, which sort of gives it that curved look heading out. Now remember, this is the inside of the bag, so that is actually the outside because we're going to flip it. But we need to do 1 more row of these first, so we're going to go around again. So chain 2 just like last time, and then this time's a little bit easier. We're just going into every single stitch again. So just keep going around on all the stitches. You might ask, why don't I fast forward while I'm crocheting? And I do it so because when I was learning to crochet and I was watching YouTube, God, what have I done? And I was watching YouTube videos, I used to always hate it when they'd be like, oh, so pause the video here and just meet me back, because I would be trying to crochet along with them, obviously, and I didn't want to have to like stop what I was doing when I was halfway through a stitch or something like that. So I hated having to pause the video all the time to sort of be able to keep up with the video. Like, it was just ridiculous. So I don't actually fast forward. You can if you want to. I'm going to try and start putting timestamps into my videos if I can remember to do them. I always like say that at when I'm filming, but then I get to the editing process and I'm like, oh yeah, it's done, okay, let's upload it, and I forget. So I'm sorry, but I will try and do timestamps for you so that if you didn't want to have to sit here and go through me actually crocheting, you just wanted to sort of watch and see the product to be done, I'll let you be able to do that. Or if you finish before me, which is highly likely today because I'm slipping and missing and I'm doing a terrible job. That's okay. It happens. So yeah, that's why I don't fast forward during any of my videos. I just put on some nice music for you, and I try not to repeat the same song over and over and over and over. I will have similar songs in all my videos, but try not to repeat the same tune. You can go at my pace, even if you are a little bit slower. Yes, you still would have to pause the video, and I'm sorry for that. But I think I find that because I'm crocheting along with you, or you're crocheting along with me, I should say, I don't know, I think it's just like two friends hanging out. And I think that's pretty awesome. I've actually wanted to do crochet classes and teach people in my local area how to crochet, but I don't even know like how to start. Like, would I charge people and I'll supply all the materials, because I don't mind doing that. But then, like, I would have to buy more crochet hooks, because like I can't expect them to use my crochet hooks and then not want to continue what they've learnt at home. So I'd have to just buy more crochet hooks, which I'm okay with, to sort of give to them when they pay for the course, but obviously just paying for the course is just like the materials. Anyway, I'm rambling now. So we're finished. So I just slip stitched. So I just slip stitched that back together, and we have done the edging. So that's awesome. So now we will trim off. So grab the scissors and snip snip a little tail. Pull that through to tie it off. This is the outside, as you can still tell. So we've got a lot of little trimmies to do, but before we do that, I do like to get my yarn needle and just sew it in a little bit more. Not the whole way, no way. Just like 4 or 5 stitches in on both sides. So, okay, grab yourself a yarn needle. Oh, look at matchy. So if you've never seen, oh God, I'm running over things. If you've never seen a yarn needle before, it's basically just a plastic. You can get metal needles, but it has a massive hole, a massive eye on the needle. Focus on the needle. So that you can get your yarn through it quite easily, and it is just quite a short needle. So I like to put my hand up in the works. Before I thread my yarn through, I just go through a couple of stitches first, because it's sort of hard to thread the yarn and then go back to so you don't have to do this many. I've got about 6 or so on there. Thread the yarn through and just pull. There we go. And I just sort of tighten and press. And I'm going to do the same for the other side. Cool. And the only other tail we have to weave in, because it says this one. So I just sort of go down into the stitches. No, okay, we're not going to go that way. I just sort of like to feel where the yarn needle wants to go versus where I'm poking it. It doesn't really want to go that way, so we're going to come out. Yeah, perfect. Out. And just for safe measure, I'm just going to go in through here as well. Perfect. Rightio, now we just need to do some trimming. I don't have my thin ones. I'm using them somewhere. I like to use my embroidery scissors sometimes when I'm shopping. Just gives a closer chop, but that's alright. So I sort of just sit on one side, chop everything off. Ooh. Check it. See how I checked? Because that one was sort of showing through. Can I see the orange one? No. Flip it and continue. Okay. Oh, haha. Oh, that is actually, because this is going on the inside of the bag, I'm not too worried about that one. That is actually me joining the colour, I think. Oh no, maybe it's not. Oh no. Oh no, no it's not. Okay, sometimes if I join a colour, you'll see like a tiny little fluffy end, and I'll trim it as close as I can, but it's not always going to be trimmable. But because it's going on the inside of the bag, it doesn't worry me too much because it's not going to look bad from the inside. You're barely going to see it. Okie dokie. So, done that. Now we need a flip, so I just stick my hand in there and sort of gobble up the insides and pull it around. So, let's bring the light over. Perfect. Oh, look at this. We don't like that. So that's lucky that's at the top. I'm just gonna like that. And when I'm pulling threads that I'm pretty sure are a tail end, I still do it gently, because if you pull something that's not your tail and you don't have tight stitching, it can make it look out of shape, and you don't want that. So, can't see any ends there sticking out. Can't see anything wrong with this side. Perfect. Now, what we need to do, so I'll move that ends away, is we need to cut off a string to weave through for the drawstring. So, don't need that much. I'd probably go like one. This is not usually how I do it. I just sort of chop off a length and hope for the best, but usually it is fine. I'll go this way. Yeah. One. Let's go a little bit longer. And back again. Yeah, that should be plenty. So it's pretty long. Pretty long. I don't think we'll need this much, but that's okay. So using our yarn needle again. I've got to stop looking through, like, at the camera to do these things. Anyway, okay, cool. Now, when I thread, so this is my center point. So I use this petal as my center, and I come up. And then this row here is my center row, my center stitch. I like to go to the left or the right of that, sorry. And then I like to go 3. So 3 up, 3 down sort of thing. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now I can't do this all the way around because it doesn't work with the counting. But I find if I go 3 up, 3 down, 2 on the side, 3 up, 3 down, 3 up, 3 down, just go all the way along. You can do whatever you think. I just like to make sure I count, and make sure you don't pull too far that your tail goes out the other side, otherwise you're wasting all your work. I just like to make it look even, or somewhat even. So by ensuring, let's go 2 there. So by counting and ensuring that, okay, I want to make sure that I come out there. So I've got 3 and then 4. So let's go 4 and then 3. I like to make it look somewhat even at the front. So there we go. Now I've got my drawstring. If I take my hand out and I pull, yay! Look at that. Oh, yay! There we go. So now I just need to get a bead. Now I will admit the beads that I'm using, the hole is a little small. This is the largest bead hole, like how do I explain this? This bead just goes really well with all the colors. This color of bead, style of bead. However, it's very hard to get the yarn through, so I use a tiny little crochet hook. It is a... You gonna focus? You gonna focus on it? Come on, you nearly did. All by yourself. No, you don't want to. It's a 60mm. Look how freaking tiny that little hook is. Like that's my finger. That's my pinky. That's how tiny it is. So I know you might not have this. Try and find a bead with a bigger hole, and then you can just use like your normal crochet hook and thread it through, or you could even use a yarn needle with a thinner eye. Yeah, I didn't think this through when I was doing this. I just wanted to use beads from my collection. So I get the bead and I test its hole size and sort of just go like this, wrap it around and pull the crochet hook in and out of it just to make sure it's easy. So we'll see how this goes. It is going in and out quite easy, but it's getting stuck on some parts. So then I grab my yarn, and this is why we want the yarn to be a little bit extra, because I'm hooking something so thin through it. Sometimes pulls and stuffs up the yarn. So hook it on like that and just pull the bead and the yarn through. Oh, that made it look so easy. Yeah, as you can see, it sort of scuffed up the yarn a little bit, but that's fine. I'm going to trim. I need to trim this yarn anyway because it's far too long. That's why I always make sure I have extra. So then I need to go back into the bead, and I sort of do this by pulling the yarn as tight as it can go, so I can go back in there and out. Grab the next piece and sort of do the exact same thing and hope and pray for the best. I'm not really joking, like this doesn't always work out. So when I run out of these beads, there will be different beads. I will be getting special beads for the bags. Pull, pull, pull. Oh, okay. Delicate process here. Let's see what we can do. Oh, I don't know if anything else came through with it. Didn't. Nope. Pull it back out. Now the reason I pulled it back out is because I don't want the yarn to stuff up further. So I'm going to trim this. I'm going to trim this and go again. Let's see. Oh, I did it. god, that was actually a lot easier than normal. Sometimes I have to sit there for hours, well not hours, but like a really long time trying to force it through. So now that the bead is on there, I can pull that all the way up. And you want to, so see how it's sort of longer on one end. You want to make it even without pulling. Yeah, excellent. So then when the bag is open, you want your length of yarn to be at its shortest possible point. When the bag is closed, you want the yarn to be at its longest. So I'm going to put where the bead could sit, basically where the knot would sit. And pull it up. Yeah. So I basically want the knot to be probably there. Just going to move that bead a bit more. And because the bead is so tight, I only really have to do a single knot. Sometimes I do a double. We'll just see how this goes. No, I think a single's going to be fine. Because no way that's getting through there. Look at that. No way. You have to pull on it super tight. So then, just going to trim. Obviously underneath the knot. I do like to leave a tiny little tassel-y tail. And it's done. We've completed the mini bag. So you can just pull on that to pull it open. Whack whatever you need or get whatever you need out. It's pretty spacious in there. And then pull your bead closed and chuck it in your bag. So that's it for today's video. I think I'm just going to do a sign off like this because it's nice and easy. But as I said, yeah, there's going to be plenty more videos coming out using that granny square. So you can now make a mini bag. I'm going to show you how to do the bigger sunflower bag that I have. And then I've got some other designs in the works that are coming out that I'm definitely going to do a tutorial on. So that's your first project? Yeah, your first project made out of the sunflower bags. But if you, out of the sunflower granny squares. But if you have an idea for the sunflower granny squares that I haven't done, your own special idea, go for it. Do whatever you like with them. They're so versatile. But yeah, it is so cute and it's done. I'm very happy with these bags. As I said, they are up on the website, so if you wanted to get one for yourself or someone you love, go for it. I hope you have a great week. See you later. Bye.